We're starting this now.
Okay.
Hi everyone. So this is a new episode of Up and Ad with Basil in the beautiful Gorey Town Park. One of my favourite places in Gorey. And I'm unbelievably lucky today to be joined by a man I know fairly well, but not his full story. And I believe is gifted, should be selling out arenas. But at the moment has a new song out, Start Again, which is going to be deadly, please God. So I'm just going to introduce you to a Gorey legend, Sam Alley.
Well, hello. What's the crack? Thanks for having me, Baz.
No problem at all. Sam, so like I said, I know you fairly well, but not unbelievable. I wouldn't know all your story, like you're a good bit younger than me, even though you don't look it. Yeah. And you've had a massive journey, I suppose, a massive journey in life. I, for one, probably stalk you a bit much because I think you're unbelievable
Early.
singer. So, yeah, tell us a little bit more about yourself, I suppose. And
Well, I started out, was born in London, and we lived there till I was about nine years old. And my mum's family is all Irish, and my dad's family are all from Cyprus. So when my dad's mum passed away, there was no kind of ties to London anymore.
Yeah.
The parents were like, we need to get you out of here. We need a better lifestyle for the kids, like. And we moved to Dublin, where we have a lot of family. And we were in Dublin for 2 years. Harley, come on. And we were in Dublin for 2 years, and they started building up that area where we were. And parents were like, right, we need to get out of here now as well. So they had a friend that was living in Castletown, and they came down to visit her one weekend, and they found a site up in the Gap. And went down to the Gap pub, met the farmer that owned the field, said we'd like to buy your site. And that was it then. We got uprooted from Dublin city out to the middle of nowhere in Wexford. And that's kind of the beginning of it. And like my dad was always big into music, always played the guitar, played the piano.
Yeah.
Used to write songs and all.
Hey, Mark.
But never pursued it properly.
Yeah.
So it was kind of always a dream of his. And he taught me how to play piano when I was a lot younger. We had an old piano that he actually found in a skip, and he restored it. And that's how I started playing the piano. And then like I used to learn songs by just listening to them. And Mom then was like, "Oh, he's kind of good at this now. Get him a few lessons." Like, so I started doing lessons. And like she'd buy like albums that she thinks would kind of push me into playing music a bit more, or get me into music.
Deadly.
But I was mad into dance music, as all young lads are. And it wasn't until she got diagnosed with cancer, that's when I really kind of got into music. Like she bought me Coldplay's first album, and I was like, "No, listen to this. This is crap. Like, what are you giving me this for?" But then when she got sick, then I started listening to that, and I was like really like relating to the lyrics and the music, and I just kind of fell into it then, and it was like I just found something. And even the first time I actually performed on a stage was the weekend. It was after the weekend that she got diagnosed, so she wasn't actually there. She never got to see me play.
All right.
To play live, like.
Yeah.
Which
that's sad. Yeah.
It's ironic in a very sad way, because she was the driving force,
getting me into it,
trying to get me into it, and then never got to see it. Like, but from that, then I just started writing songs and I started singing.
Yeah.
And it kind of just went from there, like.
So your mum unfortunately lost her battle, did she?
Yeah, she did. She was diagnosed at Easter, and basically told you've a few weeks, like. And she fought it until October.
Right.
October that year, yeah. So she fought it a lot longer than I thought she'd be able to.
Yeah. Well, God rest her, and that's mere for any. What age were you then?
I was 14.
that's massive as well. Like losing a parent in your teenage years is hard.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky. I still have Bob, so I can't even imagine how
Yeah.
hard it was, to be
That's
honest.
tough. No, it is tough. Sure, look at that's life, isn't it?
It is life, unfortunately. Life throws us curveballs, alright, but that's an extremely hard one to take.
Yeah. I think it's a lot harder for an adult to lose a parent because you get to have them as a parent, but then you also get to have them as a friend.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the relationship changes. Like I always think that I would love to have like gone for a drink with my mum or Joe, like being an adult.
Yeah.
With my mum, like for sure. What you don't know, you don't miss. Like so.
Yeah.
You kind of just deal with it and remember the good times and remember what they taught you.
Yeah, true. I look on it, that's a really positive outlook on it, but genuinely fair play to you, because I know, I don't know, but I can only imagine how hard that is.
Yeah.
But she's the driving force behind your music still, I suppose. And,
sorry, there's a dog with us. And
it's literally Harley and me he has here. The Harley is the dog. Harley.
Oi. So, she's not a town dog.
No. I'm the townie in this video. Yeah, so from there, like you're unbelievable. It's mad, it's ironic. You hate Coldplay and your voice is horrendously close to being Chris
Martin. I think that was
Martin.
her final joke. Was to go, right, I'm going to show you this band and you're going to hate them. And then when I go, you're going to start singing and you're going to sound like their lead singer. But yeah.
And it's transpired.
Yeah, it has.
Happened.
Well, when I started singing, I used to try and sound like David Gray. And then I think it was a couple of years then I kind of went to college and I found what my voice actually is.
Yeah.
So I wasn't putting on a voice singing anymore. Actually went to Ballyfermot at rock school. And that's where I met the lads that I ended up becoming a band with. And we were together, I'd say 8 or 9 years. And it was kind of one of them moments where we jammed out a song and we were like, lads, this is really good. Like, I think we could do this as a job. Like, so we decided to take it seriously and see where we could get. And we ended up recording in Windmill Lane in Dublin.
Famous studios.
Yeah, we went to America and recorded in a studio called Sonic Ranch, which is the biggest residential studio in the world.
Right.
It's on a pecan farm in El Paso. And it's just basically a playground for musicians. Like, we got there, like, lads, we have arrived. So it was just like heaven. It was heaven. So we were there for 3 weeks. We recorded an album. And
what was the name of the band?
Touchwood.
Touchwood.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to play Oxygen. We played all the major festivals around Ireland. I think a lot of them don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So any of the young people listening to this wouldn't have a clue what Oxygen is like.
Our David Gray, by the way. Yeah. White Ladder was probably one of the most iconic albums of my childhood. And, well, not childhood, early 20s as well, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, so we played all in festivals. But yeah, we went to America and like there was a producer involved and he had a plan for us and we were basically going to take over the world. That was the dream, and we all kind of believed it. So yeah, we went to America, recorded the album. We went for 2 weeks, ended up staying 3 and recorded an unbelievable album. And then we came home then and it was basically, lads, get ready, pack up your stuff, you're leaving and you're probably not coming back. Like, so we left again then. I think the following summer we went to New York, and it was basically stop in New York and then we're going to go to LA and we're just going to tour the coast and see what we can do. And basically the wrong people got involved,
right,
and it just all fell to bits. Like, yeah, and it got to a point for us where we were on such a high that it kind of was getting toxic with the band.
Yeah.
So we just kind of said to each other, like, lads, we either be a band and lose the friendship, or we stay friends and
And
walk
lose the
away from the band. So we decided friendship was more than anything, because we'd lived with each other for 9 years. Like,
Yeah.
every day you're talking to one of them. So we chose friendship over that. And now I'm delighted to say all the lads are still doing something
Yeah.
musically, which is brilliant. And we're all still very good friends.
Oh, well, that's more important, I
Yeah.
suppose, when you go through that.
That's it. Like,
So, look, that's from the tragic loss of your mum, God rest her, and then the massive high of making it,
Yeah.
going to America, thinking
yeah.
there's a massive dip comes them straight after, I suppose, when
Yeah.
you separate.
Because you're like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Do you know?
How have you navigated that or managed that?
Just, I said, right, I can't do it with the lads, I'll just do it myself. So got a job and basically was working to fund doing music,
Yeah.
which was great at the beginning, because I was like, I don't care, I'm enjoying myself. So driving all over the country, playing gigs everywhere, and just basically funding it with my job, like. And it got to a point then with that where I was like, this is not living, like, you're just missing out on so much, like, all friends growing up, friends buying houses, getting married, all that crack. And I was kind of just
living in a car.
in a temp job, paying to do what I wanted to do, like.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of took a little bit of a break, and then someone else came along then and was like, look, really like your music, love to help you out. Just like, perfect, let's go.
Yeah.
And everything was going really well, and then COVID happened.
Disaster.
And it shut everything down. So it's kind of, every time there's been a high, there's been a big low.
Massive
But sure,
dip.
like, that's,
No,
you
that
can't
is like,
control it,
no,
and
no.
you have to deal with it, you know.
And that is life, and it's like, like I said, I'm a good bit older than you, but that COVID came at the asshole wrong time for me as well. Like, I was in the twilight of my boxing career anyway, and COVID just derailed it. Like, I remember having 4 fights fall through because of COVID.
Yeah.
And what people don't realise, like, and well, you would, because you're a professional artist as well, but if you don't fight, you don't get paid. If you don't play music, you don't get paid.
Exactly,
so it's a void that's left as well.
Yeah.
Like, so.
That's it. And then I'd say, and time is a big factor for you as well. It was the wrong time, you know. Like, luckily for me, I still have my voice. I'm still able to play the piano, like, and hopefully I can still do that for years to come, like. But it just hit me. I was like, oh, maybe this isn't meant to be. Like, maybe it's something else. So I kind of just took it as, right, I'm just going to do music as a hobby. So, like, you'd be out on the weekends, and the first thing anyone ever says to me is, well, how's the music going? And I'm like, I'm not really doing it anymore. What? Yeah. What do you mean you're not doing it anymore? I was like, well, I've tried for a long time, you know, and it's time to try something else. Like, and they're like, no, you can't be at that. And that used to be that was a running theme. So I used to hate that question. But then recently then I kind of got another knock, and it threw me back into music, and it's kind of helped me an awful lot. Like, like, I've written the new song. It's the first one I've written in 2 years. Have ex-band members playing on it, like Cappy, Mark Kaplis, unbelievable singer-songwriter, played the acoustic guitar for me. I got Brian, who was the electric guitarist in the band, to mix it and master it for me. So, like, Joe, we're still all connected. And then Zeno O'Brien then.
And it's ironic. Name the song.
Start Again.
Start Again.
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing now.
That's it, exactly.
You know, and, but can I tell you something as well? And I have a massive faith, and I one thing I'll never do is I'll never push my faith on anyone, right? Mm-hmm. But I always say that sometimes God what we feel is sent to destroy us is a diversion. Do you know what I mean? So I know we talked off air about the recent thing that has broke you up a little bit, right? But that's, you have to remember, God sits at tables that we never sit at.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and sees conversations we're never privy to. Mm-hmm. So what we think is going to destroy us, I know, I like my teenage years and my early 20s, what I felt would break me actually made me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but it's when you're in the fire, it's very hard to feel that. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But trust, I think, and the one thing I would say to you is that you have that ability. Like you keep trusting. I know you get broken, but you keep bouncing back, which is
Yeah.
a massive thing. Like
You have
bounce
to.
back ability is probably the strongest trait anyone
Well,
can have.
every time something happens that breaks you down, the version of you that comes back is better and stronger.
Yeah.
And if you can visualize that whenever you're going through something, it'll stand to you, because it shows you that you get through it, you're going to be a better, stronger version of yourself. Like one of my best friends, Michael Dorn, he'll love to mention, we're chatting there, like he lost his mum a couple of months after I lost mine, and we'd always kind of chat about like where we're at, because we both dealt with the grief differently, like.
Yeah.
But he's a couple of years younger than me, but I'd look up to him, like, you know, he's
a lot shorter than you, Michael. Sorry, I'm not on that. That's an abusive thing. Sorry, and you're only recently married to a beautiful wife, so we're very proud of you.
Yeah.
You're not that tall, but I apologise.
But I'd look up to him because he just has his head on his shoulders. But he said to me, he goes, like, grief is like a little stone that you carry. He's like, you're not used to carrying the stone.
Yeah.
But eventually, like, you'll always notice that you're carrying it, but eventually you don't notice it as much because you get used to carrying it.
Yeah.
And every time something happens, that stone gets bigger, but you get used to carrying it. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's
a brilliant way of thinking.
Like, that's unbelievable. Like, yeah, it's not bad for an electrician now.
No, it's lovely, and that actually is a lovely analogy, and it is something, like, because everyone, like, every little kick in the bollocks brings these things to the forefront a little bit more every time. That's a lovely way. And it's not that the stone gets lighter, it's just we get stronger around it. And then a little knock makes the stone heavy again. So it's a lovely way.
You just have to get used to it again.
Yeah.
Because, like, even when my mum passed away, I was depressed for 15 years and I didn't know I was depressed.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, this is the way I am, like, you know.
Yeah.
And while the band was going through our issues, we went to a counsellor as a mediator to kind of sort out all the shite that was going on. And she did individual sessions with us. And I was sitting with her, I think I was with her for 5 minutes, and she just looked at me, she goes, you're carrying something very big and it's affecting the way you are. I was looking, there's nothing wrong with me, what are you talking about? Like, but she's like, I'd like to see you individually, like, and I was kind of like, no, I'm grand, I'm all right, like, you know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't till, it would have been just before COVID, I was in another relationship and my head was ruining that relationship. So I went to give her a call. I said, look, we talked before, and I started going to see a counsellor, and she's absolutely the best woman I've ever met, like, because she'd get blood out of a stone, because I wasn't one to talk about how I'm feeling or my issues, and any of my family will tell you that, like, they just go quiet.
Close up.
And I went to see her, and she just opened me up, like, and basically taught me how to just get up and go and deal with stuff, and don't let it harbour and push it down and hide it, like, and try to be the happy person all the time, like, and then when you're on your own, it's just darkness, like. So, and she's unfortunately retired now, Patricia. She was an absolute legend, but she fucking saved me. And so if anyone listening to this is looking at getting counselling, is not sure, do it. Because I didn't think it could help me, and it helped me leaps and bounds, like.
And then I, like, flipping that's an amazing story. And then I always said to people, like, I never knew I struggled with my head until I was about 24. I had no real, I suppose I'd avoided it like the plague. Probably from grief a little bit too, but it was something that I was too big, I was too strong, I was too hardy to be suffering in my head. You know, that I didn't want anyone thinking I had these demons. And even down to my biggest fight, like, that fucking macho image and heavyweight boxer, I was in the midst of a panic attack on the way to the ring against Alan Babbage, like, and I didn't know at the time it was a panic attack until I came back. I went to a counsellor, but a sports psychologist, and he explained what had happened, or I explained what had happened, and he told me, but we try and block out these negative feelings, and it's you're papering over a crack, but the crack is getting bigger every time. So I firmly believe counselling for some people is amazing. My way of counselling, I was very lucky. Brian Doherty saved my life. I've said it on loads of these, but my counselling is exercise. My counselling is getting out doing something, whether it's lifting weights, whether it's running, whether it's walking.
Yeah, I'd be the very same now as well. Because it just...
Hello. So
you're famous.
I'm not famous. This is Willow Park's massive. We're in Gorytown Park. We're not. Look, say hello, Mammy. No, I was. We used to stare out our back window at that woman when she was younger. I may edit that. I won't be editing any of it anyway. But yeah, so no, look, and what I've always said to anyone, look, we'll talk as well, but I don't think every counsellor is for you. Do you know what I mean?
Like, so because I'd been before when I was in school. They made me go because I was a little shy and I was getting away with murder because everyone's feeling sorry for me because his man died. You know, I can't give out to him. Like, but I took complete advantage of that when I was in school. But they sent me to grief counselling, and it was a lady. Now she was a lovely lady, but you're just sitting there and she like, what do you want to talk about? And I was 14. I was like, I don't want to fucking talk to you. Like, you know, like for me, I needed someone to
push it out,
to relax me and bring it out of me. Like, but she wasn't the right fit. So I just kind of went to a couple and I was like, this is not
for me.
It's not helping.
Well, I honestly don't think counselling is for me, right? Maybe I don't know. It's my problem. It's not theirs, right? But I've said it to a couple of people that I've recommended going to talk to someone, that you will know within 10 minutes if that person's the right fit for you. Like, you can buy a pair of runners online. They look savage and they arrive and they're absolutely horrible on you, right?
I fucking load them at home.
I know, so that's we're in common on that one. But that's the very same with counsellors. Like, you're going to go in and it'll either work for you. Like, I think I've only ever went 3 times, and I went to one person once, and I remember getting off or out of the chair. I don't think you lay down. I think in a physios, I don't know, but maybe I was like that. I'm not sure, right? But I got up out of the chair, and I remember thinking, do I pay you or do you pay me? I was confused with the whole thing. So yeah, it's not for everyone, but there is a massive benefit to it.
Yeah.
And it's not as good as Michael Dorn's analogy, right? But I've one where that every one of us, like, we're like a pint glass, and you put us underneath a leaky tap, right? And every drop that goes in is some form of trauma. So you've had massive trauma with your mum, then you've massive trauma with the breakup of the band, massive trauma with COVID, massive trauma with relationships not working out, right? Every one of those is a big fill in the glass, right? And we all have to find a way of emptying that pint glass before it overflows safely. Do you know what I mean? And what I made the mistake of doing as a teenager, and like, I was a teenage alcoholic, no doubt about it.
Oh, I was myself.
And
for most of my 20s.
Yeah, well, my early 20s definitely,
yeah.
But I used to use drink as my coping mechanism, but then it got to the point when I imploded. Like, but now what I say to people is, if you can find a way of safely emptying the glass, like, so mine is exercise, yours is clearly music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think passion and pursuing a passion is massively important.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have to have purpose. And I think when you're at your lowest, it can be the hardest time to find it, but also the easiest time to find it. Because even the last time now, like, I hadn't been playing music. I wasn't playing the piano every day. I wasn't singing every day. And then whatever happened, the day after that happened, I had that song in my head.
Yeah.
I've never woke up. I mean, like, I need a pen right now.
Yeah.
It's like, it just came to me. Wrote down the lyrics in about 5 minutes, and then was like, okay, I'm gonna have to put this to music now. And that was it. So I was like, right, Sam, you're doing music again.
Yeah.
And whether you like it or not. And I have to say, I'm delighted that I'm back doing it now.
Like I said, I'm probably your biggest fan, but I genuinely, I do. And when I say it, I know bullshitty or it sounds, but I do think you're gifted and should be at a way bigger scale. But look, like I said to you, these things happen and things come to us at the right time. And I do believe that as well. And I do think you'll get there. It just might be another diversion, but you're on the road to it now. I think Start Again is a beautiful song. It's not my favourite song you have, but it's an absolutely beautiful song. So, right, I suppose if I was to ask you for a nugget of gold, right? So there's you have a different friend group than me, and we're both from Galway. Well, you're like a mixy rabbit. You're from everywhere, right? But London, Cyprus, fucking Dublin, and ended up in the gap.
Only a little bit of Dublin.
Yeah. But more.
I'm here longer than I was ever anywhere else. So.
End up at the gap, So, like, if you were to someone looking at this, they're struggling and are maybe lost. I think lost is probably better than even struggling at the minute, because you found yourself lost on 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 occasions.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to that person?
Don't look at the end goal. I think, look, here's another one for you.
Are we giving Michael Dorn the praise for this?
This is not Michael Dorn. This is Death Scrolling on Instagram.
Right.
But there's a man talking about like dealing with depression and all. He's like, when you're going for a walk, do you look at your last step? And he's like, no. So you look at your first step. Can you make that first step? And it's like, yeah. Well, then that's all you do. Just look at your next step every time. So if you can just say, if getting out of bed is your biggest problem, say, right, today I'm going to get out of bed. And them little wins, they build up to big wins. Like, it sounds stupid, but when you practice it, like, do you know?
Well, I it's something that by faking Instagram as well, right? So, and I'm mad into motivational stuff. I'm just not well, really, at all. I've started, even when I wake, like, so it was a thing where generally I would get up and go straight to work because we're up early, right?
Yeah.
But now I've got up and made sure I make the bed before I go to work. You know what I mean? Because it's like that. It's a tick in the box exercise.
Yeah,
like, it's the first step, like, and you're starting the day on a good platform then. And I just think that comes with trauma, that comes with pain, that comes with having learned.
Yeah.
And learned behaviour is a massive thing too. And like, what we believe breaks us, if we can get up and go from that, that's actually building resilience as well. Like, and like, resilience is a word I didn't even understand, and I don't really like. I class it as mental strength, but we get mental strength. Unfortunately, we don't get mental strength from our successes. We get them from the things that,
from doing things you don't want to do. Like,
and that's it. It's like any muscle. Like, our brain is the very same. It's like, and it's scientifically proven that if we don't use it, we lose it. Like, and that's why I am a fan, and there's no point in me saying any different. But you're a gent. Like, I think the reason we done something about, it probably wasn't COVID. We were going to do a walk and we got washed out.
We've done Darkness into Light.
And our plan was to do it again, but you have a massive event coming up this weekend, so
we're getting rid of the sister.
He's just sold my messing. We don't
Fabrizio Romano. Here we go.
Yeah, we don't promote human trafficking, but he's very happy to see his sister get married.
She's becoming a Coleman.
So no, look, and that's an amazing thing and something to look forward to at the weekend. And I wish your sister, a beautiful girl and a lovely girl as well, I wish her all the best, and her new husband the very best of luck.
They'll be grand.
But look, so to finish up, that's a really good thing. One step forward,
and small steps,
because
eventually they become big steps. And it's like everyone always looks at, right, well, I want this, which is like just say,
Mm.
oh, I want that car. Well, you don't just go and get that car. You
Work
work towards it, like, but
Yeah.
you have to live every moment that you're working towards it, because when you get that car, if you haven't enjoyed the trip to get in that
the
car,
journey, yeah.
you're going to be like, why, what do I want now?
And
Do you
look,
know?
Pascal said to me, he said lots of not so nice things to me, right?
Yeah.
But I remember when I made my debut, and he said to me, listen, Niall, he said, I don't know where this is going to take us, but do me a favour, enjoy the journey.
Mhm.
And it's the one thing
Yeah.
I miss now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
Exactly.
the journey, you don't really, and sometimes we get engulfed in it, that you miss it. But look at Touchwood and the memories that you have.
Oh, stop.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't talk about, obviously, because
It was fucking
Yeah.
right crack. I know we were very tame now. We
Were
were,
you?
yeah. It was only like drinking. There was no illegal substances with us. Like,
Oh,
I didn't
that's
discover them until after. That's probably a good thing.
on television.
Yeah.
And yeah, so look, come here, Sam. I think we'd be stupid not to mention the new song out.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
Tell
Start again. There's a beautiful music video shot for it that was directed and written by Zena O'Brien, who's another friend from college.
Yeah.
She's genius. And her girlfriend Jade was the kind of main character in the story as well.
Right.
Phenomenal actress.
Yeah.
And we shot it down on Curracloe Beach. We got up very early, 2 mornings, and we done an evening shoot as well.
deadly.
But go and watch the video. It's on YouTube, and it's brilliant. And bring tissues.
Bring tissues. Yeah.
It's sad.
Well, look, brother, I'm extremely proud to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's not having you. I'd love meeting up with you and having a chat anyhow, but it's deadly. It's deadly because I know the advice you're after giving. Your journey, look, there's talk about peaks and troughs, but that's life. Like,
Mhm.
everyone has that, and
Yeah.
we all have it in different ways, shapes, and forms. But I think if people can take the mental strength you show, I know, and even at the minute it's hard, but you're going to battle through it again, and you're going to come out the other side. But the diversions God sends us, like, you're back playing music. You've wrote this amazing song.
Mhm.
You've this amazing music video out, and it could be the catalyst for everything to take off again for you,
Yeah.
please God. So
Hopefully, yeah.
what I will say as well, that Sam now has started. I don't know if he's going to promote, but I will. But he's doing wedding gigs and stuff like that. So if any of you are looking to follow him, it's Sam Ali Music on Instagram. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if any other
Yeah,
platforms.
Sam Ali Music on everything.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
So that's it. I'm very happy to say I'm grateful to have you on, and I do hope that helps someone. That's the main goal, and I think that's the main reason why we met up. And
Yeah.
is the hope.
Oh yeah. Big time.
All right, deadly, top man. So.
Thank you.